We're not given the space that all the distractionary figures get. But there are some of us that are focused in on, this is our last time. When that door opens, we're out of here. Going bye-bye, because this doesn't, it's not it anymore. I'm not a child in the sandbox anymore. I'm not confounded about the behavior in the schoolyard. I don't care. I'm going to love anyway. And I'll express myself anyway. And I'll share that with anyone who's willing. This place has outlived its usefulness. That's it. Just like caves. We used to live in those, They became useless to us. Right? We used to rely on spears. And they became useless. Right? And this phase of life, well, for me anyway, has become useless. There's nothing in it that is going to bring me satisfaction. Satisfaction is life itself, unfettered, streaming through you. What is going to be better than that? Makes this place more of a nuisance. There, I said it. Life on Earth is a nuisance. You gotta pay rent, you gotta have insurance, a phone, you gotta have all this stuff. You don't really have to have any of it. Why should you? The Native Americans didn't seem to think so. We told them, well, yes, you do. Oh, you don't think you do? Let's kill you then. Let's not let you live the way you want to. So it's a fascist totalitarian planet. No matter where you go. There's rules and laws and things that don't apply to whether you've hurt anybody or not. Just stupid. You don't have to be life itself and subjected to such petty human stuff is offensive. And if you shine with your true being, you'll find it just as offensive. What is all this? You'll find it all nonsense. All the structure is nonsense. All the titling, all the positions are nonsense. Brain surgeon is no more valuable than a trash collector. Matter of fact, the trash collector is probably more valuable. Less people get sick when there's no garbage around. Very few people need brain surgery. So his job is actually more beneficial than the brain surgeon. You live around garbage, you get sick. If they don't come pick it up, you're India. You're a ghetto in India. Right? I don't care how nice your neighborhood is. No one picks up the trash. How crappy is that going to look in no time? It's going to look like a ghetto. Brain surgeon can't help you there. Only the trash man can. So they're all the same. It's all the same stuff. Everybody's just finding a way, biding their time, and they know they're doing it now. It's like we're all waiting for something. So we're just doing our lives in this process of waiting. Well, that's retarded. Life goes on forever. You're going to wait forever? What is it you're waiting for anyway? Do you not believe you can experience it all right now? Do you think that you're missing things, and until you get those, there is no heaven for you? How many merit badges do you need to get into heaven? And who decides how many is enough? You? Heaven's door's wide open. You're deciding to stay out. Well-being, bliss, love. You're the one choosing to stand outside of it. You go into the present moment, you probably won't be on Earth much longer. If you stay there. Because you'll blip right out. The energy's too intense for the human body to stick around. It's where life itself is at. I can't stress that anymore. Life is not in the past, it's not in the future, it is right now. And it will not leave right now for anything. Nor will your being leave right now for anything. To be fulfilled, stay in the moment. Be right there with what's looking out of your eyes. Anything that's taking you out of that, you'll know it. You're going to feel like crap. You're going to feel less than. You're not going to feel so alive. You're going to become indifferent. And indifferent is probably the biggest sin ever. If there's a sin, there it is, indifference. Because that's numbness. And that is so anti-life. Life is a feeling. It's not a non-feeling. It's a very huge, encompassing feeling, an infinite feeling. Indifference is like a state of nothingness. And the mind subjects the being to it. Who understands it's God that's looking out of everybody's eyes? Strip away all of what you've made. That's what remains. This world, there's nothing wrong with it. But look at the world man made on top of it. There's the problem. Always has been. Right? You take man off the planet, the problems go away. So are they God-made or man-made? Are we being subjected and punished? Or are we doing this? Are we using our life force to create a hell? To create a place where there isn't enough money for people to pay their rent? There isn't enough money for people to feed their kids? Are we going to really, really hammer down these mental ideas into absolute concrete reality? Are we going to do this? Really? We're going to make it all about paper? So we're born into a world we feel we're important, and we're going to be slaves to paper, to our own ideas, mind-generated nonsense. You think God would subject himself to mind-generated nonsense? You think God's going to wander into any church and go, "Hey, I like what you said"? Really? He's gonna lessen himself, that the maker of the universe is going to put itself in a place where you can perceive it, you conceive of it with your mind. What happens to the rest of us while it's in your mind? If life itself goes mental, oh, we're in trouble. Holy moly. It'll never be on time. The sun will rise when it feels like it. It's going to get bad. The Earth will just sit there and drift off its orbit. Because it's not there doing it. It's off thinking about what it's going to do. It wouldn't be doing its thing. It'll be thinking about doing its thing. You can't do both. But one of the things, and the only thing I'm not interested in Armageddon, End of the World 2012, not at all. For me, it's a completely different thing. That there are people out there, and I'm looking for them, that don't want to do this anymore. That don't want to be on this ride any longer. Right? But they don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. They don't even really know who they are. Right? And not to convince them of anything. To try to lighten up their minds a little bit so they can have some experiences that give them an inkling to what it is they want, to how it is they can go about evolving beyond this. Because this is not it. This is along the way. Right? We evolved to this point. What if we've actually evolved beyond this point, but our mind just won't allow us to see that? Right? What if we're supposed to go beyond this? What would that look like? What would evolving from this state look like? Ooh. That's pretty crazy if you think about it. If it evolves, that means it changes. none of this would remain the same. And what if life is saying to the humans, it's time to go, it's time to move on. And you will have some that will revolt. And for them, this experience will be hell. And for those that are like, woo-hoo-hoo, let's go, it's going to be heaven. And the only people who are going to be woo-hoo-hoo, let's go, are the ones who are not going to have a thought about it. They're convinced with what they feel, not with what they think. They'll know what they feel is right. It won't matter what anybody else's judgment about that is. They'll just go. No compromise, no complaint, just go. I feel like I'm really on the brink of that already. I feel like melting into nothing. A level of well-being that I've never known. I want it. So, I don't care about what class I belong in. I don't care how people view me. It's the mental world, all based in the mind. I'd rather be in that infinite state of being. Or life itself. I'd rather be that. Stop pretending I'm not.
So can you tell us how like this place looks like? Like we don't need our bodies there. We don't need.
It's not a place.
Well, this dimension or.
It's right here. See, you're trying to wrap your mind around it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to. God will not let you wrap your mind around His kingdom, because what will you do? You'll invade it. You'll claim it to your real estate. You'll start selling it. You'll put boutiques in it, and high-rise buildings and loft apartments that you'll rent out for $4,000 a month to people who come along, and it won't be heaven anymore. So no, you don't get to understand it with your mind. This place is for your mind. Heaven is for your heart. The mind does not get to go with you. When you realize you're not your mind, you won't be afraid to go to heaven anymore. But as long as you think you're your mind, and you think your thoughts are real, and you think they actually have some reality in them, and they are the laws of the universe, this is your world. Love it as much as you can. It's all there is. To get beyond this is to get beyond the mind. It's the mind that's holding you here. It's the mind. This is the world for the mind. Look, its influence is everywhere. Where does the mind not have influence in this planet? But I'm not concerned with the creation of life. I'm concerned with life itself. The mind is just another one of its creations. So when you want to have a body and get real in the gross matter of living, you can pick one up. You're going to need a mind, because if you get smashed by a bus, it makes a mess. You're not here anymore. But I'm not interested in this place anymore. Nor is life really interested in this place anymore. That's why it's not holding it up for you anymore. That's why your entire economy is about to